Hi, my name's Sydney.
Hi, I'm Victoria.
Hi, I'm Lane.
1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. When I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
Well, I'm Marley.
My name is Caitlin.
I'm Meg.
For your love, I will go far. I wanna be wherever you are.
I'm Coach Kelly.
Hey, my name is Scarlett. My name is Sage.
Well, I'm Haley.
Our love is a river long, the best ride.
Hey, I'm Katie.
My name's Missy Detweiler.
I know I'm coming.
I really like it. I really like skating. There's a lot to accomplish
Nothing's going
and
to stop
stuff you
me.
can do with
I'll
skating,
make
even if you're not
my way
competing,
home.
like the
I'll
ice shows
make
or
my way.
just being a coach later.
I go solo, oh, I go solo. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
My favorite jump is double south, and I like to do camel spins. Those are fun.
My favorite thing to do on the ice is probably like footwork, because I like that kind of thing.
My favorite thing to do in skating is spinning. I don't know.
I have been skating on and off my entire life.
Our highest jump is the double axel that we're working on.
I compete at Open Juvenile.
I've been skating for almost 7 years.
And I've been coaching for 20 years. I skated individually with an ice dance partner and with a synchronized team.
So we both do theater and ice.
I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
Go ahead, Cal. Clap for us.
What difficulties have you faced in this sport?
How long do you have?
Yes, because when you fall, or if you get into a bad habit in your jumps, such as air position and getting your leg up.
Well, I've been working on my axle for 5 years, and it's been a horrible journey, but I can't just like give up now, because that would just be stupid. But like, someday I'm gonna get it, and it's gonna be great, and I'm gonna love myself.
Well, okay, so I've had issues landing double jumps consistently, and then I got a concussion, so that was a struggle for like 6 months. I skated anyway, but that's one other story.
My axle, it's been really hard trying to get it and being able to land it off ice and not transferring it on ice.
I get really nervous before I compete, and it causes me to mess up on things I know I can do.
But yeah, and then I have a knee problem, so I kind of have to, I don't know, I'm still recovering from this, and I kind of have to learn how to be able to skate differently so my knees don't hurt. So that's kind of a struggle, but I guess that's my difficulty.
I feel like, because I started kind of later, everyone kind of started when they were like little, all my friends and the people around me. I definitely started at a later time, so I feel like that kind of set me back, and like sometimes that kind of brings me down, but like, you know, look how far I've come.
Do you think people like start to quit at a certain point?
Yes.
What is that point and why?
I think the axle is the hardest part of skating.
Yep.
You're making that transition from single to double jumps, and a lot of people can't take that disappointment of not getting it or
the work
give
it
up.
takes.
Yeah, it's constant.
The work it takes to get that.
That jump is the definer.
Yep. 100%.
So how has skating changed your life, or how has it affected you?
Skating's definitely like kind of like clockwork almost, because as far as I remember, I've always been doing skating. And if you kind of like stop it, it's kind of weird how you aren't going to the rink, seeing your friends falling on the ground, even though that's like the worst part.
I don't have a life outside of skating. I mean, I do other stuff, like I play piano and I do band, but skating, it's something I do almost every day. I've been doing it for years, and it's just like, it's a part of my life. It's just like when I eat and I sleep, I have to do it. I have to skate. Like, I don't know, it's like I can kind of go into my own little world.
Have you ever thought about quitting?
Every year I go through a phase. It's probably 3 months, and I want to quit, but then I don't quit,
So
and I live my life.
That thought's always in the back of my mind, like sometimes I think like, why am I doing this if I'm not gonna make it, or if I like don't pass a test, or I don't do well on a competition.
Yes, about every day. I actually haven't, because I have felt like I wanted to, but then I'm like, nah, skating's just too fun.
It was like about when I was like in my second year doing the last single jump axel, and I was very frustrated because I kept two-footing it, and I was always landing it on blade, not on the toe, which kept hurting like my foot a lot. So every time after skating, I would have to like sit down and like have ice pack over myself. And I thought that if my feet kept like getting worse, it kind of was like I couldn't really skate anymore.
So a lot of people talk about like they've gone through. Do you think everybody goes through a phase where they want to quit? And
Yeah, definitely.
So like, why do you think that is?
It's a hard sport to do, and to be honest, there's a lot of people who are like a lot better than other people, and sometimes it's like sad that like no matter how long you've been skating for, you aren't at their level.
When you get to a harder jump in the sprint, you're not going to get it the first try. Yeah, don't you guys know that?
How do you, I've talked to a lot of people and they say they sort of like gone through a time period where they wanted to quit. How do you motivate people? Wait, first, can you tell if when they're going through that period?
Yes,
Without them saying it?
absolutely.
What are the signs?
I think that because we spend so much one-on-one time with our skaters, we get to know you guys on a deeper level, even outside of skating. A lot of times what you guys talk about in your lessons don't always have to do with skating. It has to do with groups of friends or school, and you can just tell when a skater gets on the ice if they're ready to work and focus on skating or if they have other things on their mind. And usually, it's been my experience that if someone is interested in leaving skating, it has more to do with things happening outside the rink than it does with things happening inside the rink.
So in figure skating, there's basic skills events, and then there's qualifying events and IJS competitions.
Typically, you start off with basic skills competitions. And the elements they look for are your jump quality, your spins, how many revolutions, and your footwork and how you can connect those. Typically at those levels, you're not going to have a great presentation, but you are developing your presentation as you then start to go higher and transition into IJS levels, where they are now calculating a certain amount of points for a deduction on a jump that is two-footed, if you put your hand down, if you take off on the wrong edge, so on and so forth.
When you get to a higher level, you can compete at regionals, which is a qualifying competition, and at the higher, you do stuff. So for some levels for girls, because there's so many girls competing, you skate your long program, and if you place in the top 4, then you move on to the final round where you skate your short and your long. And then the top 4 from each of the different regions goes to sectionals, and then the top 4 from each section go to nationals.
And then when you get to nationals, you're like
the best.
Yeah.
and then you might get scouted for the national team.
At the IJS level, kids are typically skating 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. Yeah.
And working towards senior ladies, which is where you end up for the Olympics.
And which then you are working 4 hours a day, 6 days a week, and then off ice training for another 2 hours.
And dance fest. And
3 times a week. And ballet. So you don't really go to school. No.
Basically live and breathe
skating, yeah.
Skating. And you may or may not have a hip replacement at the age of 25. Make your choices wisely.
Do either of you have like performance anxiety when you go?
Yes. But it's like good anxiety. Like I like it. Now since I'm competing my axle, I get so nervous. I'm like, and like there's people that there's different malfunctions with like music and stuff. And that's
I get anxiety
so much
for other
today.
people.
Yeah, honestly. More than myself.
What? Yes. What? Yes.
Performance anxiety?
I get very bad anxiety and it has affected me. Yes. So that's not good.
How do you overcome it?
I calm myself down by saying, I could do this, I could do this. I don't really calm myself down, and I'm working on that. I research stuff.
You research stuff. Nice. Okay.
Everyone gets at least a little bit nervous before they compete, but some people can still do well, but some people it just causes them to mess up with everything. Oh my god. Oh no.
Keep going. I guess so a couple other people also said they deal with like performance anxiety. Do you like have a specific way to calm people down?
Counting?
Yes, and over time that has changed. Just trying different things. A lot of times, just warming up, getting your feet moving, jumping jacks, grapevine back and forth. It releases some of that nervous energy. There are times in more recent years where I try to employ a little bit of visualization. You've experienced that, Ellen. Closing your eyes and seeing yourself in strong positions, smiling while you're doing it, to get the head in the game. But yeah, I try to get them moving to release some of that anxiety.
Yeah, and the warm-up kind of takes away from, you're focusing on getting your muscles loose and getting in that zone, and that kind of can help take away like the focus of, oh my gosh, I'm going out there all by myself. Just deep breaths. And I hated competing too. I liked competing, but I always had stress right before I went out there, and you kind of just have to block it out, and you're out there for yourself.
Well, sometimes it can be good. Like, I competed at regionals this past year, and I was really, really, really nervous, but even though I hadn't been landing my jumps in practice the week before, I kind of landed them in the competition. Not well, but
You did.
yeah. And then I was still really nervous, so my skating wasn't very good compared to everyone else, and my spins were not very strong. And I got 18th out of 18 people.
There are some skaters that when they get a little bit of anxious when it comes to testing or performing in any sense, they lock up. It's physical, like their muscles get tight. And in those instances, we do a little bit more physically to warm them up. You try and keep their muscles loose. You get them much more warmed up off the ice before you put them on the ice to warm up and perform. And then there are other skaters where it's 100% mental. They feel all eyes on them, like this burning you know, everybody's looking at me, what if I mess up, oh my gosh. And for those skaters, I try to remind them to focus on what they can control, and that's their performance. You can control, am I putting my free leg where I'm supposed to? Am I bending my knees? Did I push hard enough? Am I pulling in on my jumps? Those are things you can control. You can't control what spectators are watching you, what the judges are thinking. You just have to go out there and trust your training, because you did it for weeks and weeks and weeks leading up to that performance, and there's no reason that you can't go out there and do it one more time.
Do you get anxious when you watch your kids skate?
Oh my gosh, I do
Yes.
the program with them. Every single jump spin, I'm like, ah!
Is it hard like hiding that?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't even try.
Oh wait, I know what's difficult. What's difficult is when like little kids beat you.
That is difficult.
What's difficult is when there's a 12-year-old in your level.
You know what's difficult? Skating for 11 years and working for 3.5 years on an axle and still not getting it.
Oh, relatable.
That's what's relatable.
I've been skating for like 7 years.
That's relatable.
You have to be able to stick with it. And it's also like a mental thing. Like people think it's kind of just go out there and skate, whatever. It's a mental thing. When you go to a competition, like the stress, you cry, and I don't know. You kind of have to. I don't want to be rude, but you kind of have to be a skater to understand. Like it's really difficult to go out there and skate because you're worried. I'm gonna trip. I'm gonna fall. Like it's all of a sudden you feel like it's your first time skating ever when you're at a competition, and you have to be able to deal with that. Some people just can't. Like the constant. It takes you forever to learn a skill. It's not something you just acquire. You have to be able to do that.
Why do you, I guess, like, while this sport can be extremely frustrating, how do you stay motivated, and what helps you keep going?
The uniqueness of this sport is really different from any other sport. It's not in the field. You can really express yourself, and you don't have to do it like theatrically, like musicals and theater and that kind of stuff. You can put it all on the ice. You don't have to speak. You just show it through your body movement.
Yeah, it's like a good combination of both worlds.
And you don't have to throw a ball.
Yeah, true. It's just so fun.
Yeah, every time I get on the ice, it's like a new thrill, and you just like want to keep getting better.
Yeah, and like competing's really fun, and like the pretty dresses,
And like the
It's all-
butterflies in the stomach is like a good feeling when you're competing.
It's just such like a unique sport. It's so
I love it.
different. Yeah. What makes you keep wanting to skate? Like, why do you keep coming back if you want to quit so many times? If you've wanted to quit so many times.
It's a hard one, Ellen. To be honest, it's probably just like the friends that I make doing it. Like skating is nice because like it's my only physical activity, and I don't know, it's like stress relieving.
I think that this sport sometimes can be really unforgiving and brutal. There are times where you think that you really may deserve to pass a level, and the judges see it otherwise, and you have to kind of develop a thick skin and learn persistence.
Yeah.
And I don't think that everybody can do that.
Yeah.
You just keep going. Just keep going to the rink, trying your best, trying to stay positive. Not crying on the ice is a good one, even though that happens sometimes. But yeah, just gotta push through it.
Once you get a move on it, you really see that this is something that's part of your life. And if you quit it, it's like, what am I gonna do now?
How do you motivate someone to keep going with the sport?
I like to really go back to the basics, especially with a skater that's progressed to a certain level and may have hit a little bit of a wall and feels like they can't progress any further. I like to kind of pull back and remind them about the things that made them fall in love with skating in the first place, because no matter what level you can achieve, those qualities that you love about skating are always there. It's just whether or not you can recognize them still, because things have gotten so difficult.
I think it depends on the kid. You have different motivators for different kinds of personalities, and some things work for some people and some things don't work for others, and you got to kind of take it case by case. But I think just constantly reminding them that this is supposed to be fun and enjoyable. I mean, we all want to do well, and it takes a lot of hard work to do well in this sport, and it's a very hard sport mentally and physically, but all in all, you do this because you like it, not because you don't like it. So, I mean, overall, I think the best constant reminder of just saying that this is the reason that you joined the sport, and it should be fun, and you should love it.
So, like, what kind of lessons have you learned from skating, or like, how has it affected you?
It's made me a more outgoing and bold person. I went from wearing black pants to like crazy pants. It's taught me how to, I guess, move better and use my body in ways I didn't know existed or that I could do before.
Practice. Okay, and also if you fall in competition, you have to get back up, and you can't be a crybaby and run off the like this.
Never quit, never give up, just keep trying, and like, it's gonna like take time to get to the place you want to be in. Like, like you can't just like, you have to be patient. You can't just expect things to like come to you. You have to like work at it to like actually get there. Like in real life with like career and business, like obviously you have to work for things too. You can't just wait for like your axle to just come to you. Like, you have to get it yourself out. You have to get it to you.
Sometimes life sucks, and it throws you like 10,000 curveballs, and lots of them, but you just gotta get up. I mean, every time it takes you like months or years to land something, and you get really frustrated because you just can't land and you keep falling constantly, and it teaches you that you just gotta keep trying until you do it, because eventually you will do it. And this is like the corniest thing I've ever said, but it's actually really true.
And it's not really you can do anything like figure skating.
Hey guys, come on, let's go. I want to lead it.
Searching for a glimpse of wonderland, peeking behind the curtains and holding hands. I know you're so tall, we wanted it all, but did we ever grow up? I can't recall. Nothing really changes, things just start to make sense. Oh, how we dance, paying my mind to consequence. Starry skies and endless nights, knowing time is on our side. Lost in wonderlust, we kept chasing pixie dust, so we could fly again, separate but in the end. To find ourselves, I know we're far from home. Just know you're not alone. Tell me all your wildest dreams, let them flow from your lips like the river stream.
You guys want to do something that ends the video?
Found out today she has a boy. Oh my God.
My name is Haley Johnson.
Okay, it's gonna take like
It's gonna be 3:30. Alright, I'm starting.
So we could fly again, separate but in the end.
Is this a microphone? Oh my god. Hey!
I'm gonna fall off the table actually. This shouldn't be until this is